Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh god, I don't know how to... I've been super busy with university and I came back to my family home for a short stay from university, and I have my art now from my A-level fine art, which I was not allowed to post any live work during that time. This video is about how to get a grade A in A-level fine art. That's the grade I achieved. I achieved a grade A in A-level fine art. Exam board was AQA. I was 8 marks off an A star. I didn't contest it because I was just satisfied with the mark I got anyway. I was just like, you know, it's fine. It's still a good grade. I'm satisfied with what I got. So without much further ado, let's get into the video. My first tip for getting an A in A-level art would be to know your assessment objectives. I had my teachers print out all the AOs, assessment objectives, out for me so I could see what I was missing or what I was stronger at than others. This enabled me to see my weaknesses and gaps in my knowledge. Also, look at other students' work, like past examples of other students that submitted art from your sixth form or college, from your centre, because basically you'll be able to see what is expected of you, what the expectation is and the demand required of you, so either you can match that demand or you can exceed it. Obviously it will change depending on the grade boundaries, but it gives you like an idea of kind of what you need to be doing in your work, what kind of avenues you need to be taking, what type of risks you need to be taking. The next piece of advice I would give to you would be to stick to your chosen theme. Try not to divert too much from whatever your theme is. For me, I selected vivid, and you will see that I tried my best in the way that I interpreted the word vivid to implement this in my work. And this is something I really struggled with, especially with component 1. With component 1, I really struggled with staying to my vision. It would be like I kind of would come up with something, then be really excited about something else, and then try and like manipulate and kind of wedge it in, to like fit some way, somehow, like try and, it's like a shoe that doesn't fit you, but you want it to desperately fit, and it's the only size there. That's kind of what I was doing. I'm not sure if anybody noticed, but I came up with all these ideologies and all these concepts that, and my teacher would ask, how does this fit in? And I would some way make it fit in. You don't want that. It's got to kind of be obvious how it fits in. You don't have to explain how, like, you still have to explain how it fits in, but it shouldn't be too difficult to explain. Also, if you do AQA, especially with A-level fine art, do not make your component 1 and component 2 too similar, because it kind of shows no growth, I think is what no progression is what my teacher said. One of my teachers said that basically you don't make your component 1 and component 2 way too similar. For example, if you're going to do that, try and make it so distinct that there is a difference. And my mom just called me, and now I don't even remember what I was talking about, but this is something, I think I was talking about how component 1 and component 2 need to be separate from each other. I think my issue with my work was that I did portraiture for component 1 and I also did portraiture for component 2. You kind of want to show that you can do a bit of everything. No, I'm sure you need to show that you can tackle a multitude of like subject matters. You don't want to just be doing one. And the other problem I had with my work is it was quite similar in the way of what I like. It was similar in the sense that the message behind why I had done or why I had selected these themes and what my interpretation of these themes were. Go in depth about it. I can go in depth about it, it's just I I haven't seen this work in so long. I literally haven't seen this work in so long, and I'm only here, like I only have 2 days left here. I have so much to do. I really like, it's like I don't know when I'll have time to even like look at it and just break it down. I think I will go back and have a look. I'm just going to come to the front with this massive sketchbook. So I always did like a title page, as you can see. You will see once I add the slideshows in, but reasons why I've selected vivid. Reasoning, what I aim to explore, and implications. Vivid speaks to me personally as I love expression and emotion. A strong contrast and colour can often be used to convey elation, ecstasy and happiness. I want to challenge myself trying new mediums with extreme colours. Vivid to me emulates the idea of being bright, explosive, and implementing the use of saturated colours. So that was kind of like my introduction to the whole theme of vivid and why I selected vivid. I also kind of did like a summary page. I will show that in the video as well, where it was like an outline of all the artists I will study and why I like them. So yeah. My next tip for A-level fine art is try and have a weekly planner, almost like a countdown from the day, especially from the day you receive your exam, if this is AQA, the day you receive the exam, have the documents of like a tracker to track what you do like every single week. For me, I had this, I found it, I think I've put it back where I got it from, but I will show it in the video as well. It's like a countdown where I would plan what I would do, the artist studies I would do, the artist research I would do, and I would try and get as much possibly done within the week and balance my other subjects as well. Having this weekly planner where you aim to do whatever you set out to do in the planner, whether that's research, artist studies, or your own work inspired of other artists, this helps you remain organized and to make sure that you're actually staying committed to your subject. And another thing I did was I actually like had a big timetable where I would dedicate and make sure I planned out what I was supposed to be doing when. This goes for your other subjects as well, because I studied history and English literature. You need to make sure you're balancing the time that you have with everything, because it's very easy, especially for me, I loved art the most. It's very easy to just completely neglect your other subjects because you don't really enjoy them as much and you gravitate towards whatever you enjoy personally the most. So don't do that. Don't do that. Please. I think the wake-up call for me personally, where I realized I need to be taking my A-levels much more seriously, was probably, I think it was 2023 October mocks. Now I would say I was getting like average grades at that point, but history especially was suffering. And I spoke to my art teacher and she said, you need to get your history up. She was like, yeah, I know I love art, but you need to get your history up. Focus on your other subjects, because I think I was disproportionately investing so much into art. It's natural to do that sometimes. It happens by accident, especially if you're not keeping track. So try and keep track of that so it doesn't happen. And my last and final tip is, I guess this is just a general well-being one. Try your best, and let me hold your hand when I say this, because I know what it's like to be 16, 17, 18, sitting in a fine art class and the person next to you is drawing like a masterpiece and you're not up to that level. Please do not let fine art consume you. I know this is hard, but it's not the be and end all. It's not like there's way more to life. It literally does not matter in the long run. It's just a grade. It's just a grade. It's just a grade, and that's what you got to see it as. At the end of the day, if you didn't get into, if you depend on the results for university, there's always other avenues. There's always a way through. There's always an option for other ways to get to where you need to be. There's more to life than a fine art grade. For me, I used to be like uber obsessed with getting as many likes as possible on Instagram, posting art and becoming famous off my art and stuff. And I just like, especially when I was like 15, 16, 17, because I was told I was like one of the best artists one of my teachers had ever seen, I was trying to match my school success with social media success and everything. And what I wanted to say is everyone has their own journey, and after a while I realized that everything happens for a reason, in the sense that I am where I am right now is all because of me. And I realized that I'm not ready. I'm not ready. That's what it means. It means I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that, and I may never be ready for that. And that's okay. It was so bad, I used to like cry after spending like 2 weeks on a piece of art and it only getting like 10 likes. And I just want to go back and hug that person. I don't really do art anymore for social media. I just do art because I enjoy art. That's the only reason I do art now. But please don't over obsess yourself with becoming famous off your art, or getting these good grades, or being better than someone in your class. We're all on our own journey, and if something doesn't happen for you now, there's a reason, and it will happen for you soon. It's really easy to spiral on these accounts once you see that, you know, you just make comparisons, and it's natural to make comparisons as the human species. It's natural to see how your neighbor is doing, how your brother is doing, how an individual matches up against you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I actually think it's maybe a survival instinct that us humans have to see if we're actually doing things right. I get that teachers make it sound like you have to do the best in their subject, and I hear this a lot from other people, and how the stress of whatever the teacher is feeling transfers over to the student. And I can reassure you, this never happened with my teacher. They never were like that. They always made sure we were okay. They helped us. We had good teachers. They really helped us, and they didn't, like, if they were stressed, they didn't pass it on to us. They were checking on us, making sure we got on with our projects. And we also had like these one-to-one sessions where we would go through what we need to do, what more we needed to do, what we didn't have, what we needed to focus on, what our plan was for the final exam. At the end of the day, you need to look after yourself. So once you feel yourself kind of spiraling, you need to pick yourself up and out of it. Just don't be stuck there for too long. You need to really lift yourself up. I had the best time of my life probably in year 13. Year 13 was like really good for me. Like, people think that, oh, what? How can year 13 be so good for you and everything? Year 13 is when I feel like I was back to my old self, and I had unlocked my potential in a way. I realized the importance of being positivity, and not being so pessimistic, of attracting positivity to me. You attract what you are. And I realized the importance of manifestation, and if I want this, I have to work towards it. Instead of being sorry for myself all the time, I can create what I want. And this is why year 13 was so good for me. So yes, that is my YouTube video. Thank you for watching, and shout out to my sister, because this is her room. So I'm recording this in her room at the moment. But thank you for watching, and have a lovely day. Bye bye.